Morning.
Good morning, Miss Caroline and Mr. Paul.
Hi,
Ibu
Bo.
Susi, thank you so much for being here with us. We know that this case has been, catching and caught a lot of attention, not only right here in Indonesia, but also worldwide. And hence, today, thank you so much for joining us and to kind of, enlighten us with the current state as of right now. Now, we're going to we're going to ask you first, Ibu Susi, about the current condition and also current state of Ibu Putri Candrawati thus far, and how is her current psychological state as of today?
Okay. Actually, our team, Lpsk's team, and also our psychologist and psychiatrist team met her on Tuesday. Last Tuesday. But we found that at that time, her condition was not very good. She was on the trauma condition.
Right?
So then we couldn't got any important information to reveal the case.
Yeah.
And after that, yesterday, our psychiatry got the information and her analysis that Mrs. Putri actually at this time is not fit to stand trial
Yeah.
and not competent to be interviewed. Yeah, that's our last information regarding Miss.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's good to hear that from you, Ibu Susi, because
Yes.
as a public, we need to know the current state, and knowing
Sure.
this coming from Ibu Susi, we know that is the current state as of right now.
So, Ibu Susi, can you confirm if Lpsk has received any information from Ibu Putri Candrawati regarding the sexual harassment allegation and if this statement is true?
Unfortunately, we didn't have that. So we couldn't get any information from Mrs. Putri because, like I said before, that she is on trauma situation.
Okay.
So then she cannot speak and she cannot give the important information to the case, especially for the sexual harassment.
Okay, so we have no confirmation whether it's true or not yet.
Right.
Okay.
Now, as of right now, Ibu Susi, is Ibu Putri eligible to be, for having a witness protection? And what is the biggest challenge right now, especially if we know one of the most important witness as of right now, like you said, Ibu Susi, that Ibu Putri, is still in state of shock and she's in trauma. What are the challenges for Ibu Susi and your team and your team in Lpsk, as we know this case, needs to keep on going and the public is waiting for what is the motive behind this case?
Yeah, because this is very viral case.
Yes.
And also, this is a very important case at this time for
Correct.
Lpsk especially. So then we need to assess more detail and investigate this case more detail. So then we can decide what kind of protection that we can provide for Mrs. Putri and Corporal Eliezer. So then, many challenges that we had faces, such as we had a short time actually to dig and to investigate this case. Because actually we have a problem because these two cases are related each other. So then we need to more detailed information about this. But the problem is we cannot assess and investigate regarding the case of the sexual harassment itself. For the first time, actually, we also got the problem of the killing cases. It's killing case. So then it is very challenging for us. And then we had only 30 days to investigate and
Yes.
to assess these two cases. So then it is a very limited case, and now we are facing the deadline. So then we need to decide Mrs. Putri's application as well as Corporal Eliezer application in short time, maybe sooner. Maybe next week we will take the decision.
Ibu, can you explain a little bit about the witness protection program itself and how the process differs for Ibu Putri and for Richard Eliezer?
Yeah, witness protection program was built for the first time in Indonesia in 2008
Okay.
under law number 13 of 2006. This program is very new system in our criminal justice system in Indonesia. We built step by step from zero steps. Yeah, we at that time we learned from other countries such as US. But different about the witness protection in Indonesia and other countries are that we provide both protection and as well as assistance to the victims of crimes. This is the different from other countries' witness protection program. Since we provide physical protection and assistance to the victims, so then we provide some programs such as physical protection as well as safe houses and then guardians for the victims and witness. And the second one to provide such as relocation, changing the identity, something. And also we provide the advocate if they need the advocate as well as the translator if they the witness or victim cannot speak in Bahasa. And then for the assistance to the victims, medical rehabilitation, psychological rehabilitation, and also and the others is but remedies, financial remedies. We also provide cost of the victims of crime, like restitution and compensation.
Right.
Restitution is provided and paid by perpetrators, but compensation is paid by the countries, by the state. So, but it is very limited crime that victims of crimes are entitled to be given as for compensation. Only victims of gross violation of human rights, victims of terrorism, and victims of sexual harassment are entitled to have to be given compensation from the state.
Okay.
That's our program. But especially for this case, we got two kind of crimes at this time. So then, for the Mrs. Putri, we can provide actually if it is true that sexual harassment there is sexual harassment. So then we can provide she as victims of sexual harassment, as well as we can provide physical protection if there are threats for Mrs. Putri. But for the Corporal Eliezer, we can provide him as justice collaborators, as well as we can provide also physical protection for Eliezer and his family.
Right. So, Ibu Susi, those are two very different cases. Now, you did mention some similarities in regards to Indonesia's witness protection program, such as relocation and changing their names. If this is granted, especially in the case for Corporal Eliezer, does that mean that he completely loses contact with his family? I mean, obviously that is part of witness protection. And would that be on a permanent basis? Because as a justice collaborator, I would assume that that is up until the trial takes place. But once everything is over and done with, can that process be reversed, or is this something that is permanent?
Oh, it is a little bit different, Mas Paul, with other countries such as US, such as FBI and US Marshal did, because we until now, actually, yeah, I said that we have our mandate from the law to change the identity, to change the name of the witness and justice collaborator and others. But the difference is in other countries, it is well prepared. They can provide such as the certificate of the birth, the certificate,
Oh,
their education, something like that. They did all the proper these matters, but in Indonesia we cannot do that because we still have problem with other law because changing identity until now it is debatable.
okay.
In our law, in other law, it is said that it is criminal act. But the others, such as witness and victim protection law, say that it is the rights of the victims and witness to be change their identity.
Right.
So it is still problem. So then we actually we have one identity of the our witness and victims, witness and victim, and she actually at that time she was 14 years old, and yeah, we had a problem to change her identity, such as especially for the education certificate for the education. Yeah, but according to Indonesian culture, they still can talk to their family, something like
Okay.
that. That's the problem
Right.
for the witness victim protection program. In
Yeah, we
Indonesia.
don't think about this, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like creating a whole new person,
Right.
And including their
Yes.
background and
Right.
everything. It's very extensive.
And of course, if the witness are still talking to people outside, right, like the family or whatnot, he can also send messages and whatnot, and it also can be viral and whatnot, and then
Right.
public will know it more,
Right,
better than the Lpsk or even the police and the law enforcement. Now, Ibu, Paul had made a great question there, touch base on justice collaborator. So how is one can require to become a justice collaborator, and what about Officer Eliezer? Will Lpsk grant him as a justice collaborator? What's the requirement for him to become one?
Yeah, to be the justice collaborator, she or he, I mean the witness and the perpetrators, yeah, not for the witness. It is specific for the perpetrator. They should one of the perpetrators of the crime, but he is or she is not the main actors, not the main perpetrators.
Okay.
That's the first requirement. The second one is the crime itself. It should be organized crime, because if it's not organized crime, so then they can she or he can do the criminal act by himself or herself. That's the second requirement. The third is she or he would like to collaborate with law enforcement agencies to reveal the case with the goodwill to reveal this case. The other is if there is if they got money or she or he got money from this criminal act, so then he should or they should give the money back to the state.
Okay.
That's the requirement.
Okay, Ibu, I'm curious, and I'm sure the public, general public is as well. How long can we expect? Do we have a time frame when Lpsk will announce its protection for Corporal Eliezer and Ibu Putri Candrawati?
Yeah, I said before that it is very limited time. We need 30 days to complete our investigation and assessment. So then it's close to our deadline. Maybe next 2 weeks, and next week we can decide our decision for their application. But actually, we need one more thing, one more important thing that we should do, that we should meet Bharada Eliezer to talk directly to him regarding his testimony before, and we need to recheck the truth of his testimony, as well as his goodwill to reveal this case, his commitment to reveal this case, and we need to check whether there is a threat or not to him or to his family.
Okay.
Does it take a lot of challenges, Ibu, especially one like a case with now Officer or Corporal Eliezer? For him, he made a testimony before, and now he wanted to be a justice collaborator, so there is shifting of statement before, and then now there are some news outlet that has been saying that Officer Eliezer is telling what is the actual motive. So there are a couple of statements within short days. There are some different statements and whatnot. What are the challenges, especially for you, Ibu Susi, and the team of Lpsk, to know which one is the correct and the truth, statement coming from Officer Eliezer, Ibu?
Yeah, it is very challenging, and it is a little bit difficult to find truth testimony. Actually, before his testimony, we have gotten some informations that actually there are no shooting, each other shooting for this riot, but actually it's killing from other party, not from Corporal Eliezer. But at that time, Corporal Eliezer didn't say anything about this riots. He said that only he said, and he told us such as Polres South Jakarta said before. So then, at that time we think that we thought that Corporal Eliezer will not cooperate with law enforcement agencies to reveal this with law enforcement agencies. But we still believe at that time that all of our information, our documents that we've got from other parties who are related with this case. So then it is a very important information. So then we believe that someday Corporal Eliezer will tell the truth and reveal this case properly. But at that time also we offer Corporal Eliezer to be the justice collaborators to reveal this case. But he said that I don't have any I don't have any important information except, like I said, to Polres South Jakarta.
Okay.
It is very challenging for us.
We're sure it is as well. Ibu, lastly, according to the Coordinating Ministry for Political, Legal, and Security Affairs, Lpsk received 2 envelopes from Ferdy Sambo's legal team. What can we expect from this?
Actually, since this case viral, Mr. Mahfud, our ministry, our minister for always ask Lpsk for our updates, to update our steps to reveal this case and to investigate this case. So then at the time, we also told him that 2 of our staff were given 2 envelopes from Ferdy Sambo's parties. But at the time, our 2 staffs rejected the 2 envelopes because we need and we want to be professional. But Mas Paul and Mbak Caroline, actually this is not the first time for Lpsk that our staff were given some money
Right.
from applicants because yeah, maybe they don't know that LPSK's services it's not paid, but it is free, free of charge because we paid all of our activities are paid by state budget.
Right. Okay. So,
Well,
yeah.
yes, Ibu Susi, hopefully that you and also your team are still very vigilant. And we know that this is challenging time for you, especially with the case with Inspector General Ferdy Sambo. And, this case had been, caught the eyes worldwide. But we do wish you the best and very much success. And, headstrong, Ibu Susi, because we know that the public needs to know that justice will prevail.
Thank you, Ibu Susi, for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
thank
Take
you.
care. We'll check in with you again soon, hopefully.